Hi. In the previous video, we learned how to find the square root of a number by successively subtracting odd natural numbers, right? We also solved a few examples and learned which numbers have a perfect square root and which do not, right? In this video, we will learn another method to find the square root of a number, and this method is called prime factorization. Okay, so before we learn this method, let us quickly see what prime numbers and prime factorization mean, right? Let us see what is a prime number. A prime number is a number that has exactly two factors, that is 1 and the number itself, right? In other words, it cannot be divided exactly by any other natural number. Okay? For example, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, etc. are all prime numbers. For instance, 2 can be written as 1 multiplied by 2, 3 can be written as 1 multiplied by 3, and 5 can be written as 1 multiplied by 5, right? And these numbers cannot be expressed as the product of any smaller natural number other than 1 and themselves. Therefore, they are called prime numbers. Okay. Now let us see what is prime factorization. Prime factorization means expressing a number as the product of its prime factors, right? Let us take the number 6. We can write 6 as 2 multiplied by 3, right? Here both 2 and 3 are prime numbers, right? Since they cannot be factorized any further, this is called the prime factorization of 6, that is 2 and 3, right? Similarly, for 12, it can be written as 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3. Here, prime numbers are 2 and 3, right? Similarly, 16 can be written as 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2, right? Here, the prime number is 2, where 2 is multiplied 4 times, right? So, in 6, 12, and 16, each factor is a prime number. Therefore, these are the prime factorization of 6, 12, and 16, right? Okay, let us see the main idea. Now let us observe something very interesting. Look carefully at the prime factors of 12, right? Here, the number 2 appears twice, right? So it forms one pair. Okay, however, the number 3 appears only once, so it does not have a pair, right? Now look at another number, that is 16. Here the prime factor 2 appears 4 times, right? We can group them into two pairs. So here first 2 multiplied by 2 forms first pair, and second or last 2 multiplied by 2 forms another pair, right? Now compare these two numbers. In 12, one prime factor is left without any pair, right? But in 16, every prime factor has a pair, right? Here comes the important rule for identifying perfect squares using prime factorization. A natural number is a perfect square only if every prime factor appears in pairs. Even one prime factor is left without a pair, then the number is not a perfect square. And once we know that a number is a perfect square, we can find its square root by taking one factor from each pair. Now let us understand this rule with a few examples. So in this example, let us find out square root of 36. First, write the prime factorization. So prime factorization of 36 is 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3, right? Now group these factors into pairs. So here for 36, I have written similar prime numbers in one bracket, that is 2 multiplied by 2, and 3 multiplied by 3 in a different bracket, right? So here 2 has one pair and 3 also has one pair, right? Since every prime factor is paired, so 36 is a perfect square. Okay, and to find its square root, take one factor from each pair. So square root of 36 is equal to 2 multiplied by 3. We have taken 2 from first pair and we have taken 3 from second pair, and we multiplied 2 and 3 to get square root of 36, right? 2 multiplied by 3 is 6. So square root of 36 is 6. Okay. Now let us see another example. In this example, let us try to find out square root of 12. So for the first step, I have to write the prime factorization of 12. So 12 can be written as 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 in its prime factorization form. Then we have to group the factors into pairs. Here 2 forms one pair but 3 has no pair, right? Since one prime factor is left unpaired, so 12 is not a perfect square, right? And therefore 12 does not have a perfect square root. Okay, let us see one more example. In this example, let us find out square root of 64. Okay, this should be example 3. Okay, so for the first step, let us write the prime factorization of 64. So this is how we write prime factorization of 64. Here 2 is multiplied 6 times, right? For the second step, let us group them into pairs. So here first 2 multiplied by 2 forms one pair. After that 2 multiplied by 2 forms another pair, and last 2 multiplied by 2 forms one more pair, right? Since every prime factor is paired, so 64 is a perfect square, right? And to find its square root, take one factor from each pair. Okay, this is our step number 3. So square root of 64 is 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. From first pair I have taken 2, from second pair also I have taken 2, and from third pair also I have taken 2. So 2 from the first pair, 2 from the second pair, and 2 from the third pair are multiplied together to get square root of 64. 2 multiplied 3 times is 8. So square root of 64 is 8. So remember this important rule. If every prime factor appears an even number of times, then the number is a perfect square, right? And we can find its square root by taking one factor from each pair. And if any prime factor appears odd number of times, then the number is not a perfect square. Okay, now it's your turn. Can you use this method to find the square root of 125? Write your answer in the comments. So in this video, we have seen that prime factorization expresses a number as the product of its prime factors. To find the square root, group identical prime factors into pairs. If every prime factor has a pair, then the number is a perfect square. Take one factor from each pair to find the square root. If any prime factor is left unpaired, the number is not a perfect square. Okay, hope you understood this concept of finding square root of a number. In the next video, we will learn more about square numbers. Thanks for watching.